We had a problem. We wanted to increase the production value of our live streams at the performance horse events that we stream all over the United States without the increased cost of extra help, camera people, hotels, cables, running power cords, and all the headaches that come with adding additional cameras. That's when a colleague of mine introduced me to the BirdDog P200. He showed me that with one Cat5 cable connected over an NDI over the network, he could control, receive video, and power that camera, all with one cable. Since then, we have now added 3 BirdDog P200s, the new PH120, as well as 2 BirdDog Studios, bringing them all over the NDI network with one input into our vMix production. This has been huge to help keep cables and help to a minimum, help keep our costs down and increase the production value for our client, which was our ultimate goal. As we travel from show to show, sometimes we only have a couple of hours to get set up. So having the ability to set each camera up with just one cable and not have to source out power outlets, power cords and everything else that goes along with it, it helped keep our setup time to a minimum while still allowing us to add more cameras for the production. The quality of the camera and the footage is incredible, and being able to control all these over the NDI network with one input makes it a no-brainer for us to use the BirdDog products. With the ability to place these cameras virtually anywhere, it allows us to bring in more camera angles and give us more freedom to place those cameras where we need them the most. Whether it's an interview on the side of the arena or the action from up above or down below, we can capture any angle with minimum cables. When one of my dogs chewed through a cable, I emailed BirdDog to see if I could get a replacement cable. Within minutes, they emailed me back and said that they were sending a new replacement cable to the location we were at. It did not affect our production one bit. Thank you, BirdDog. At Performance Horse Central, we're always looking for new ways, better ways to increase our production. BirdDog has helped us do that and bring that quality to our clients. BirdDog, thank you very much. We couldn't do it without you.
Well, what's going on, everybody? How's it going? Had to coordinate things a little bit tighter today because when you run a video out of StreamYard, it like throws it up there, but it also shows part of the background. So to figure that out, that's one of those little things we got to sort out. But anyways, hopefully you're doing well. I am going to jump over and just view this on YouTube real quick. Make sure that I can be heard, which I can. So that's good news. That is there. And today I am trying something. Well, first of all, lunch is being served here in the studio. Now, I have officially outlasted the other BirdDog employees because they're not participating today in today's ramen selection, which is the black bean ramen selection. And so that's pretty exciting that I outlasted all of them, evidently. But black bean's really good. And as I recall, Senseless was a big fan of black beans. So there you go. We share that in common, I guess. So a replacement Ethernet cable. No, that was a replacement power cable is what he said. And I do remember issuing that. It was here in this office in Auburn Hills that we did that. But yeah, a replacement Ethernet cable or a power cable was the request. And we shipped one off to them. Okay, but the other thing that I want to share with you is that, when I was complaining about switching the input source to the camera up ahead, which actually I just did for the visual of lunch. And I think it was Jake or somebody was like, why don't you just use the Zen switcher? And I was like, oh, I forgot all about that. So there's a little program. I forget what the official company is. Actually, it'll probably tell me here. Hang on. Well, anyways, it's called the Zen router / switcher. And basically what it does is it's just a software switcher, and you can put in your sources and then switch between them. So you select which one you want live and which one you want preview. And then you just switch between them. It's super simple. So if I wanted, for example, to show Auburn Hills, I could just switch over to Auburn Hills and it would show the road, kind of foul weather today. But super easy. And you just can switch your input that way. And then I just use the webcam input from NDI to then generate this source out of that switched A output. So yeah, thanks a lot. I think it was Jake that said this to me the other day, and super useful. So now I actually get a chance to use the Zen router. Whoops. And give it a go. And so far it's been really good, and it'll allow me to pick whatever source I want and switch it over. So if I want to talk about lunch, we can definitely do that. Now, something is up with this P100 because we're dropping frames. And so we're going to investigate that today and see if we can't find out what is going on with the P100. And I can do that because I've got my monitor up here that we can share. Now, whoops, I'm going to hide that. Now, last show on Tuesday, I did a review of Access Manager. And hey, NetHab, how's it going, man? Good to see you. On Tuesday, I did a review of Access Manager and how it works and how to integrate it with BirdDog devices. So if you haven't seen that, I've actually clipped that. It's on my YouTube page. So if you go to birddogjohn.tv, and let's just head on over there together. So if we go to birddogjohn.tv and you go to my YouTube page, it should be listed there. birddogjohn.tv. And let's just add this here. So these are my current uploads. Access Manager, 7 views. It's this one, this 26-minute video. And basically, I just do a free talk, just like I do here, on what Access Manager is and how it works and all that sort of good stuff. So if you are curious and you want to learn a little bit more and you didn't catch Tuesday's show, there you go. It's clipped out for you, and you should be able to check that out. So I actually did this per request for somebody, one of our Asian distributors, who was like, "Oh, I need to learn more about Access Manager. Can you just like send me the video you did on Twitch?" I was like, "Well, there's hundreds of videos on Twitch." So is that Access Manager 5? Yes, it is. NDI 5. So I just talk about the features inside Access Manager, and then I talk about how it works and communicates with BirdDog device. I also show, I tried to talk and eat that at the same time, and it went down the wrong tube. I also try and show on a BirdDog device, on a P200, where to put in like groups and all that sort of good stuff, Discovery Server. So I don't actually go into DS very deep in that video because it's not about Discovery Server, but there are some Discovery Server options on there, so I cover it there. So yes, that is the NDI 5 Access Manager. Whew. Oh, man. That went down the wrong tube. And now it is very, very pungent, that spice. Feeling good about this, though. This has like become my Thursday lunch, you know? Really good. Alrighty. So let's see. Oh, and so I want to talk briefly. Actually, I can show you this Zen router switcher because I feel like it's really slick. It's a good idea, and it's super simple. Basically, you select your input, what inputs you want, okay, on each channel, and then you turn it into a switcher between A and B, because this can be a router, and so you can output 2 different. Well, let's do one better here. You can output 2 different routers from your computer. So route A, route B. And right now, this is route A, which is what you're seeing on the screen, which is my P200. Also, fun little fact is on the router, I just found out, when you're looking at, so you go to the desktop, you say router A. When you're looking at that source, you can adjust that camera while having that selected, and you can call presets, but also let's go back to here. But also, if we then switch, click the switch button, if you switch it, now you can adjust this one, and that is pretty gosh darn slick. That whatever one you're on, you can manipulate it inside Studio Monitor for the PTZ control. And so that makes it really easy to switch between them and control the cameras while you're live. Now, some people like to set up the shot and then switch to it. That's different. You can do that, however, with router B. So B is the other one, right? The one that's in preview. So say I wanted to set up a preset that's super focused on my noodles. Okay. I can say store 2, and then when I'm ready, well, that's not super focused at all. It's supposed to be focused, P100. Get your act together. Okay, so we could set it up this way. So you're seeing my video right now, and then when I go to switch it, boom, switch to that video, and now I can adjust this one behind the scenes, right? So that is the way to do that. I love that. Now, as I recall, there is no way to... There's not a Mac version of this. Oh, whoops, I didn't save this preset. Gosh darn it. Okay. There's not a Mac version of this, but I wish there was. And maybe that's something that BirdDog should look into, because that would be great. Okay, so let's adjust this. My stinking headphones are so long. I'll put it like this. So then we can just say store 1. You can save presets this way, and that is awesome. That you can call presets, store presets while it's in this router look, and then, you know, like I said, you can always switch back between the two. This Zen router is basically just outputting a specific source. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Does the PTZ pass-through work with the joystick connected to that source? That's an interesting question. I don't think it would. I don't think the joystick would connect to this source, but I could be wrong. No, actually, if you connected the joystick to this source, like there are multiple sources coming out of this machine, and so the chance that you're going to get the correct source on the correct port, because the keyboard really only looks at the IP address, it doesn't look at the port. We're working on changing that, by the way, because there are lots of beautiful things that could happen if that's a possibility. But yeah, the keyboard doesn't specify port when it connects to a source. And so the likelihood that you're going to get the right source on the keyboard for router A would be, well, it depends on how many sources you have, but that would be the fraction, I guess. So in my case, 1 out of 3. I have a 33% chance of getting the right source on the keyboard. Anything's possible, I guess. Now, when we are able to specify port, that'll be different. This is black bean. It's really good. I feel like this show in recent weeks has become lunchtime with John, or at least the Thursday show. Last week I didn't, or on Tuesday I didn't even try. I didn't try anything new, like out of our grab bag. My food coordinator was busy, was busy that day, but I wanted to eat something today, so I grabbed this because I've got a support session, remote session that I have to do after the show. So we will need to end on time today, but feel free to bring your NDI questions. Join us in the chat. You can do that on Twitch and on YouTube. Facebook, we're not on Facebook. So Twitch and YouTube is where you can chat with us. I don't believe LinkedIn lets you chat. So if you leave a comment on a LinkedIn video, I'll see it after the show. But if you want to participate in the live chat, feel free on YouTube and Twitch. All right. So yeah, that little Zen router, I really like it. There's also another little program called Router Remote, which means that I can run Zen router here, and then I can load it up in my office on the PC and run the remote service. And I think I can trigger the switcher from over there. So that's pretty cool too. I haven't explored all of the Zen. I know that he has like a studio monitor. It's just a guy that like programmed it, and it looks very Windows. Well, it looks very Windows 7, but I don't mind that at all. I like the usability and how like obvious it is. Click this button. There's also an X keys integration, which I do have X keys here. So you could program an X keys then to call the switchers. Oh, and on top of all that, I'm just doing a 6x2 configuration on the screen. Here, I'll put this back up here. Hang on one second. So I'm just doing a 6x2 configuration. But you can have like a huge configuration if you want. There are other options. I just don't want to kill this right now because I like having this up and running. But there are bigger grids that you can make and then have multiple outputs. So right on, man. I it's such a great little tool. Like it's perfect for what I'm doing. And if you're looking for easy video switching, now you'll notice that, there is a delay here. So if we switch video and let's look at the delay on the video, watch. See? So there is a very tiny delay. It's not like super clean like you would get out of a video switcher that has hardware, TriCaster or vMix or something like that. But for what it is, the free download that it is, yeah, it's great. It does exactly what I ask it to, and it's pretty consistent. So, and I love that you can line up all these sources. I really don't need this many sources, but you definitely can, and load them up. So if you want to take a look at the weather today out in Auburn Hills, there's our parking lot with, the sun's come out again. So there you go. It's basically been trying to decide what it's going to do here in town. It was thunderstorms this morning, so screwed up some plans I had, but all good. We will take care of that stuff tomorrow. Anyways, yeah, if you haven't checked this out, the website for it is, what is it called? zen.co.uk. Oh, whoops, that's not it. I'm sorry. It is a UK website. It is called zenvideo.co.uk. And the video it's all right. Again, very utilitarian. It just does what it needs to do. But there's a bunch of stuff in here that this guy's developed and some pretty cool like tool sets. So today we're doing there's a retransmitter here. That's pretty cool. And no audio mixer. I don't know what that is. Some of the stuff I have not played with either. But the routing switcher, that's what we're using. Look at that. That's so stinking cool. Look at all those options. And he's outputting these each individually. So you can jump between sources and output those as NDI and then take those into, whatever you're using. So I also need to check. I don't know if it's HX or what it is. Let me look. Maybe he's got it here. But anyways, we can do a little inspection on some of this stuff. Also, I think it's running NDI 4. Yeah, here. So watch out for that. If you've got an NDI 5 environment, then you'll want to pay attention there. But anyway, it's a good little tool set, and I feel like it's like a little unsung. He does have a video monitor here too somewhere. No audio. NDI. Oh, look at this. Also see BirdDog Studio NDI encoders. Thank you. That's nice. Anyways, yeah, check that out. That's cool stuff, man. It's free little downloads that you can use. All right, back to the black bean. Really good, but it doesn't feel like I'm eating 550 calories. On the spicy scale, it is not. Like it does burn a bit, but not compared to the other ones. So black bean, or what's it called? Zhejiang or something like that? Ramen. Zhejiang, there it is. Yeesh. I didn't bring the bag in here today, but it's this green one. Hot chicken? Yeah, it's this one. Oh, wait. Yeah. Here. Korean black bean sauce. Yeah, it's quite good. I approve. I approve this lunch if you can spare the calories. But it's good stuff. It's like swimming in the black bean sauce, though. I feel like I'm at the point where Snacks on Stream needs a bumper video. And I don't have any liquid. I keep forgetting to bring something to drink. Can confirm, and Brayton also confirms this, that coffee is not a good solution when you have hot, burning, spicy Korean ramen. Do not drink hot coffee. All right. So for those of you who are hanging out, thanks so much. We do have lots of time today to answer your NDI questions. So if you have one, feel free to throw it in the chat. There's no agenda today, so I'm here to just kind of hang out and be available to anybody who needs something. I am tempted to open the help desk and take a look at what is going on in there. I know that there have been a handful of questions, especially in the pre-sales realm, let's see if I can get in here. Yoink. Yep. Okay, so a couple of things I saw this morning that came in is that people are struggling to do updates on Macs. And part of that is because you need to format the USB drive correctly. Now, unofficially, I think you can do it. You need to disk utility, and format the USB drive. The USB drive, the smaller the better, to be honest with you. Anything around a gig or less would be great. And the joke is that you generally don't have those available unless you like have swag from some conference or something, right? So they give you like a small USB stick from those things. So my suggestion is grab an old, smaller USB stick to try and do the update first. And using disk utility, I do believe that you can do a FAT format. I'm not sure if exFAT will work the same as the FAT and FAT32 formats that are available on PCs. But if you are strictly a Mac environment, you have no access to Windows at all, and you can't, then you can definitely try to use that exFAT format and see if that will work. Brayton reports, I formatted a USB to on a Mac to make sure that it works and save the steps. So there you go. Where did you save those steps? Are they in the knowledge database? Because if they are, I will share that article. But there are ways of doing it. I know that all of our tutorials, and I should probably make one here about doing this on a Mac. I could actually easily do that now that I have StreamYard. But anyways, people that are trying to do updates on Macs, there is a possible way. You're not totally up a creek. And then the second part of the update is just on the web UI. So get Chrome on your Mac and update the firmware there on the system page. That's how you do that. There's also I'll get back to that soon. We also found out, yes, it's a knowledge database article. Okay, cool. So I will pull that up. There is also a yoink. Yoink. Yep, right here. Okay, cool. Brayton, I actually might I might move this to FAQs and make it available for everybody. So this article can now be found on our knowledge database. That article is here. So there you go. Okay, so thanks, Brayton. That's great. Now I had a second one I was going to talk about here. Now, of course, I've forgotten. Oh, we have been having people report that they've purchased their wall plate, which evidently is shipping, I found out. So they've purchased wall plate and wondering where the firmware is for on the website. So we didn't have it up there yesterday. I have let the guys in Melbourne know that that is the case. I will go back there today to see if that changed. However, if you need it, you can ask the help desk for it. So help at birddog.tv. We will be able to give you a link to that firmware, and you can download that latest. Now, there is a reported bug, which is the HDMI audio seems to be distorted. So we're working on clearing that up. There currently is no firmware still on the website. I think they're trying to fix that bug before they publish it. So if you have if you're one of the early adopters and you have a wall plate, there you go. What is going on, Senseless? How are you, man? The stream villain has returned. Yes, indeed. Good to see you, Mr. Senseless. And yeah, lots going on. But then again, the help desk is not as crazy as it has been in the past. So either someone's been doing a lot of work this morning, or we didn't get a lot of tickets last night, which both is great. We'll take either. Let me pull up the analytics and see. Actually, yeah, we oh wow, we didn't overnight. We got 3 tickets. That's pretty cool. Well, 4 tickets. Okay. But yeah, good times, everybody. We're making a lot of villainy is my game. We know how you roll. Awesome. I'd say more like an anti-hero than a villain. Wow. Them's fighting words. It's been a light morning, which is good because I have 3 meetings. Yes. And I have stream, and then I have a remote session right after. So it is a good morning to it not be quite as busy. Of course, feel free, by the way, to reach out to us at help@birddog.tv if we are not live streaming, which happens twice a week from 11 to 12, Tuesday, Thursdays, right here on birddogjohn.tv. So follow on the YouTube page. That's really where like the updates, the video uploads, and all that sort of good stuff will happen. Twitch was great for a long time, and then they banned me one day, and we migrated to YouTube. And 4 weeks later, they reinstated my account. And by then, I had already migrated over to a platform that doesn't ban. So we're still on Twitch. I still like Twitch, and people still chat with us over there. But YouTube is where all these videos, snacks on stream, all that stuff, that's all hosted over there now. If you click on this BirdDog Studio link, oh wow. So I just clicked on the BirdDog Studio link on this website. Miley, back from 2018 at NAB, which is the year before I was working for BirdDog, but he's got a little website hooked up. Now, this unit has been EOL'd, by the way. We made that announcement a while ago. But this is BirdDog hardware. That's cool. Appreciate him putting that up on his website. That's pretty awesome. It's very generous to spare his website space. Good times. Okay. Well, I quite like the quieter mornings. However, I will need to dig up. I didn't really have much planned because we did a planned show on. Although I did eat snacks on stream, went with black bean today, which is quite good. I get my switcher here. I'm just going to switch over to that empty bowl whoops, that's Auburn Hills. Switch over to that empty bowl, which is evidence that I did eat the black bean today. It's quite good. Not as spicy as the other ones, which I will take because, you can't burn your face every day. But yeah, it's good. Good stuff. I wonder what's happening on the user group. Let's see if we can answer some questions from the user group. Quick question. This is from 20 minutes ago. Anyone actually use a Teist control panel to run PTZ controls on BirdDogs via companion? A what? What panel? Oh. TYST. It's a video switcher. Advanced switching panel for vMix control. Okay, I've never heard of that. Unfortunately, I cannot answer that one because someone wrote, I've had luck with mapping the joystick in vMix and having controlling the cameras in that fashion. Okay. How to download Bird UI. Okay, so I don't know who is using this phrase Bird UI. That doesn't exist. I don't know who that is, but it clearly does not exist as I don't know what he's talking about. Download what UI? What are you talking about? What's going on, Jake? How are you, man?
Hey, John. How you doing today?
Sorry to leave you in the green room there for a hot second. I'm all right. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Bird UI. That's what we're calling our new web user interface.
The web UI?
Yep. It's being renamed as Bird UI.
So this guy wants to know how he can download it.
So that'll be available as soon as we release our NDI5 firmware. So that's a part of the whole new redesign that we'll be releasing.
Okay, wait though. But you don't download the web UI for the product.
No, you don't. So there's a little bit of a miscommunication over there. So he's trying to download something, but that's just going to be a firmware update.
Bird UI is confirmed by Census as well that he's referring to the NDI5 UI. It would be nice to have some sort of program that cataloged all of that, all your camera and converter stuff, but I haven't heard of that going around yet. So
yeah,
that would be nice. NDI5. Hey, what's going on, Wesnet? Good to see you, man. Any thoughts on using an Intel NUC Dragon Canyon 12? It's very specific for full NDI 3 1080p streams incoming and 2 outgoing plus streaming to Vimeo. Ooh.
Depends on what you're streaming out to Vimeo, and your upload bandwidth too. Because if you have those 3 sources, you're looking at anywhere from 300 to 500 megabits per second ish. I like to round up.
Yeah.
And then it really depends on that whole, network connection, and can that handle that full, 700 ish or whatever it ends up being.
Right.
Full bandwidth on the network.
Does this machine have dual network cards or a 10 gig card, or what's the story there? Let's Google this while we're here. Intel Dragon Canyon 12. Okay, so it's a beefy looking machine. Specs on this are, where are we here? Come on. What did he say it was? It was for full NDI is what he wrote. All right, well, if we're going to go, oh, wait, these are for pre-order.
Oh, I haven't seen those yet, though. That actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah. It looks like there are dual NIC cards on the actual card itself, but I don't see any spot to find out like tech specs on this. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong site. B&H. And it's for new. It's a new item. All right. All right. So specs. He's got
dual nicks.
Dual nicks on this. One is 2.5 and one is 10. Well,
cool.
Yeah. You could bring, well, depending on how you have your NDI network set up, you could run, like if you had it isolated, for example, you could run everything NDI into the 10 gig and then do your upload to the 2.5. And then that would guarantee at least your network connection would be good. And then, and then outside of that, how, what service do you have? But yeah, that's kind of cool.
I mean, that looks like a really sweet, streaming computer. Easy to bring around to a gig.
Yeah, seriously. Could fit it in a Pelican case.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Good to know, man. So he says the NUC 12 has a 10 gig port. Yeah. It depends on how it's configured. I mean, obviously you want to be sure that you're load balancing everything correctly, but I think if you were going up to the internet with a 2.5 and then everything else was operating with a 10 gig, it would be certainly fast enough to handle. That would be fast enough to handle what it is that you're planning on doing.
Yep.
And that release is late. Correct. You are correct. This Dragon is expected. When is it expected to launch? It says coming soon on B&H's site, but do you already have one on order, wasn't it? Here, customize, pre-order. Doesn't say when it will be here. But anyways, we're used to that. So then, anyways, this question, how do I download Bird UI? Somebody said, I don't think it's possible yet. I think it's still not available, is actually what he said. There will be an announcement within this group when it's ready, hopefully not too long. What are they talking about? I'm going to type, what is a BirdDog, a Bird UI? Like, what have we announced software or something? Like what could it be? I have no idea what this guy's talking about.
I sent you a link in the chat.
Okay. BirdDog UI overview. Have I missed something here? Or am I just the all new user interface? Okay, so okay.
So fresh, so clean.
All right. So let's just copy this. Okay. Hopefully that answers his question. Is there anyone out there that is still selling studio NDIs? Do you know of anybody that's got studios for sale? Because I don't.
I do not.
I don't know where any of them are. One person, somebody has liked.
I'm still using mine.
Oh yeah, so. Yeah, I've got one here. Lots of people are still using them. We just can't source the parts anymore.
Yeah. But the 4K SDI and HDMI should be a good alternative.
Yeah, for sure. That is the successor.
Yep.
Actually, I've been running some very odd resolutions on a 4K SDI that a customer sent us here for the past 24 hours or so.
Mm-hmm.
And just because the report is that they were getting some inconsistencies with the image. So I've put it on a P100 initially, and now I've got it on the TriCaster's output, and it's outputting 1080p 2397 or something like that, 2398. So yeah, it's outputting this, various. I've tried various resolutions. I can't get it to fail, which is good news for us. But yeah, I've been just attempting to do a whole bunch of things that I don't normally do, because normally we're talking about streaming, which is 60 or 30, especially in the progressive realm. But my fear was that it was going to be interlaced, and that I don't have as much experience with. So we've been having to. NetHab's waiting on pre-order. I've been waiting to have an opportunity to really give this a go and test it. So this is the chance, and this is with someone else's. I haven't upgraded firmware or anything. I've just turned it on, started outputting to a Ninja. So I'm thinking about putting it in a Pelican Vault 730 case along with a 4250 switch. Well, I like the switch.
Yep,
that'd be all right. So with the new NDI5 overhaul, the web UI is actually called Bird UI. Okay, this is lingo that has not crossed my desk. So apparently that is the case.
Yep.
It's like how In-N-Outs call them animal fries or whatever. They're just fries. But they are animal. I guess.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah. Bird UI, which says coming in May. Oh, really? We should probably stop putting the coming in and then put month. Oh, wait. Converter support coming in July is what it says. Where does it say coming in May? Well, I'll just search the website for it. Oh, here. All BirdDog cameras in May, which is true, right?
We should have. It is. We should have the betas going out to the beta group this coming week or so, I believe is the official word. So those guys will be able to test and make sure that they're all set, and then find anything in there, and then that'll roll out to public very soon.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, because I was pretty sure we had started shipping that at least to like maybe an alpha group, but anyways, yeah. So it should be done as far as I know. It should be pretty much tidied up and done.
And I'm running that right now on my P100. So
yeah, this 200 has NDI5 on it. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, Kevin. What's up, man?
Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, so yeah, that NDI5, but it's not. People think it's software from the Facebook posts. That's what I see, at least. It will be the new web UI. That's what it will be. Oh, whoa. Cool. All right. Well, how are things going where you are, man?
Things are good. A lot of fun, NDI projects, as we get into this AV over IP space, there's a lot of integrations with, third-party control systems that have to be considered and whatnot. So there's some, high-level conversations that are happening with NDI now.
Awesome. That's always fun to hear.
Yeah.
I know that there have been, I feel like there have been like, sprinklings of conversations that have been happening with larger companies, but I feel like a lot more seriousness is being taken with it ever since, well, this past year mostly, but we had some pretty big conversations at NAB as well, and I'm sure Infocom and several other places. So
yeah, definitely Infocom too, as well as NAB. Now that we've unlocked and have those API controls for all of our cameras and converters, it's all of these third-party systems like Crestron, Extron, QSys, even Stream Deck and Companion, all have different ways of controlling our devices. So now the design engineers are getting out there and saying, oh, well, I could have NDI here and throw it to these decoders and have it be controlled by XYZ system. It's really cool, the systems that these guys are starting to design and, place around for multi-purpose rooms, whether it be, just like a a conference or AV boardroom at one setting, and then they roll out the tables and the chairs, and then now it's a an AV event space.
Right.
So, and it's like maybe a TEDx style talk. So it's like really quick how all of these can get changed over, but still use NDI and BirdDog.
Interesting. Yeah. Anyways, one of the things that I was a little bit nervous about with signing up with BirdDog is I knew that there was the possibility where it was going to get super wide, almost to a point where there's going to be so much stuff and so many possibilities and so many integrations, and it's just how do you keep up and support something like that, something that has so many various endless opportunities. But in the same respect, I mean, that's kind of the point, right? It's kind of well, we need it to be endless so that there are lots of opportunities to integrate our products into those spaces. And so it makes me nervous, a little excited, but a little nervous, because
definitely
the bigger name companies that we're having discussions with, it's oh man, if they go full in on all their studios, or if they go full in across their entire facility, that could be, first of all, a huge cash cow, but second of all, it could be a huge support need, because it could get very complex. So Kevin says, long time no see. Apparently he jumped over from YouTube to Twitch, so it's good to see you, man. Nice. I also thought that it was software. Well, and it is on the software section of the website of which is really annoying.
It is. So
software, it's the first item. So yeah, that's pretty awesome.
We'll probably have to get Eamon to change that.
Yeah, I'll shoot a message, because it's probably just one of those honest oversights, but yeah, it shouldn't be listed under software. Sorry, I'm currently prepping for next week's event. 4 P200s, a keyboard, 3 minis, 1 studio, and 2 machines running the software that John won't name. What? I love StreamYard. You could say it out loud. It's fine. It's no problem. StreamYard and Zen NDI video switcher.
Yeah,
it's good stuff. It's really simple to use, and seems to work pretty fast. So I'm all about that. I understand everybody has their preferences. I'm not against it. I just don't speak of it. No, actually, I should have you or CJ or somebody on here to do a vMix overview, because people aren't getting it.
Yeah, we should.
Getting that from my show.
That'd be a good fun thing to do. I know both CJ and I use the function keys on our keyboards to switch sources on our vMix meetings. Personally, I use, the function 6 as well to start and stop the multi-quarter. So that way I can, when recording demos or, sending something over to some clients, just be able to start and stop recording, initiate mute and unmute on F5. So there's a lot of cool stuff with, that API control through vMix, that's available.
Yeah. And the API integration stuff, well, first of all, I probably need to get better versed in it. I have the stuff to do it. There's a giant fly flying around the studio. That's really annoying. I need to get better with it, but it's mostly because the platforms I use we don't need to integrate with it right away. Right. So I know I touched a little bit with Companion. It's a whole lot more with X-Keys, but X-Keys has that more.
Companion has a new app with us now, right? I think I saw something on the user group that the guy started to add those, or has updated it just from, instead of it being the Visca as it was before, to now actually including those HTTP API commands. I haven't tested it out yet, though.
Nice.
But I heard some people on the user group were starting to like it.
Okay. BitFocus, Companion, Stream Deck, BirdDog 2.2. But that's still the Visca modules. Yeah, I forget which one do I have here. Version of Companion do I have? I'm running 2.1.4, and that was the one that had the updated like actual BirdDog category instead of just like PTZ camera Visca IP. It was an actual BirdDog category for specifically programmed for our camera. And I think they were using a P200 on those, but
I think so.
may have been changed since then. Not a fan of vMix's keyboard shortcut capabilities, although the same goes for OBS. Oh man, yeah, I had to.
Yep.
Well, anyways, I'll get into that in a second. I don't like having keys that will do things if I accidentally bump them while typing. This show has a TriCaster control surface running through Central. See, I don't mind the hotkey stuff, the keyboard shortcuts, as long as it's a multiple key command, because then you have to intentionally press two buttons that are generally not next to each other on the keyboard to actuate the command. However, so I was running OBS over the weekend for a gig, and I had remapped the hotkeys for the transition because it never really worked right. Well, come to find out that now the latest version of OBS requires you to go into like system prefs, screen recording, like a bunch of things, and actually check the OBS permissions box in order for the keyboard commands to work. And under keyboard, there's like a permissions for OBS as well to like allow transit or to allow the hotkeys. And then once I did that, it started working really well. But I wasn't a fan that it wouldn't just allow me to do it right away. I had to like go in, spend 5 minutes figuring out which permissions and whatever. So it was really annoying, which is also nice because I can map the same control surface to multiple vMix machines. Multi-key combos are okay. NetHab says, so are you going to try and run Dino on that flaky P100?
Mine works great.
Maybe. I mean, I could, except...
Oh, is that yours, John?
Yeah, I've been having drop frames on the P100. That's... Where is it here? On this guy. That's actually running the overhead, and it see, it's like...
Oh, yeah.
Something's up with it. But it's been a while since I've done, I think, an update on it. And so it could also be that. I could definitely run Dino on it and see what if it is genuinely the camera that's having issues. That camera has been suspended from that ceiling.
It's been up there for a while.
Yeah, for like almost 2 years. So let's give this a go here. I can throw this up there as well. So here's Dino.
Oh.
And let's pick that P100, not the Auburn Hills Road one, but this one. Let's just do a 1 minute and see what it does. I do suspect that we will get some drop frames. It'd be great to watch you troubleshoot it like we have to do in real life.
Yeah, right.
Yes, it would be great. So yeah, let's take a look. So far, so good, actually. Yeah, interesting. That's actually, well, maybe it's movement. Maybe it's like overload the sensor or something like that. Maybe it's if I switch it to live. Let's go here to the Zen.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, switch it to Zen. Let's see what happens.
Yoink. All right, so now we're here.
So now it's being received by two sources.
Yep.
And it's still okay.
Still solid. Really no variance here. Well, that's funny. So, but are you moving your hands? Yes, I was. Okay, so that seemed to work fine. And I would agree. That is a little bit strange that all of a sudden it seems to behave correctly. So maybe...
What are you using your source for this video, John?
This is a P200. And then NDI web input.
Got it.
But I'm actually using the Zen output. I'm using the...
It might be that NDI webcam input. I might be doing that.
Maybe it's the webcam input.
Because, I mean, we can do another test again, but it looks like that it's fine. But I've seen the similar thing happen with the webcam input. It also might be the NDI version of that too, because I know that they have pushed some new updates to tools. So
Let's see if I can find it. Okay, so this one. Just want to make sure this isn't Auburn Road because they're both named the same, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So not unfortunately, I did that intentionally because then if you, so it says BirdDog Studio P100, but it says that for this one and for this one, but they're named differently. But then in Studio Monitor, when you right click, you just have your P100s all in one group, right? So
Oh, right.
that was the idea. Was I wanted to clean up. I had this long list of all these sources on my network, and really they were all for in here. It was when Dexter was in here and everything, and I was running it all.
So you changed the host name to all P100s, but then
Correct.
you changed the actual stream encoding name as the location.
Correct.
Interesting.
So then it puts it all in one subfolder inside Studio Monitor. Now the problem is if you are searching by name, like if you go to the web UI and you type in BirdDog-Studio-P100.local, you don't know which one it's going to pull.
You don't know which one it pulls up.
So you have to know the IP address in order for that to happen. So we go here, go here. Yeah, it is that camera that I was, which is 115 on the web UI. So here, router A. Excuse me. I showed this earlier. Did you know that on the router, Zen router, you can adjust the cameras?
Cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
Me neither. And if you switch it, then you can adjust it on that one. And I was like, oh, it passes the actual metadata to.
What is that? Martin, right?
Yeah.
Kudos, Martin.
Yeah, well done. That's good stuff. So this is NDI5 that I have this P100 on that's on the ceiling. So let's just check the transmit is TCP, so that might be a thing. Because if that switch is running, I think that switch is running an NDI5 profile, so it might be expecting our UDP. So let's go ahead and change that, update that, and restart video.
Your Netgear switch?
Yes. So there's a 4250 sitting over there underneath the third monitor. And I believe it's running an NDI5 profile. Not that that should really matter, but I always like to run things in the same realm. And a matter of fact, this might come into a conversation that I'm having with those guys that I'm helping with the 4K SDI units because they're running LTS and seeing a visual issue on their screen on the output, the SDI output of the 4K unit. But they're running an NDI5 environment on an LTS 4K SDI. So I wonder if that's the thing. Hey, Kevin. Dexter, Dexter passed away. So he is running through the golden fields of the heavenly realm at this point. But yeah, he passed away a while ago, probably about a little more than a month ago at this point. So sorry to catch you up. It's a bummer. Dexter's no longer with us. Yes, no longer. Yeah, all good, man. All good. It was a little while ago, so I appreciate that. But if you change the stream name, you can't use it in cam control.
I believe that update has been fixed. So we should, with the latest cam control, it doesn't need to be named cam anymore.
Nice. Let's see. I don't know what version of cam control I've got on this machine. So let's have a look. See what's going on. Studio P100. I have an older version of this, apparently. Let's open cam control. Oh, yeah, 3.0. Yeah, okay. So I need to update because 3.0 didn't do it, but 3.04 does, which is the latest that's out there. So what's going on? MTash. I've been lurking in the background. Favorite word from today's stream. Yeah, that's actually what I'm using here in the studio to run this show. It works pretty well, but it doesn't work very well when you really tax that CPU. Then, like all computers, it tops out. So, hey, thanks for the show, everyone. Have to go into a meeting with customer. Have a great rest of the week and weekend. Take it easy, senseless.
See you later, man.
Best of luck to you.
Chat later.
I think Brayton just leaned down his keyboard.
He definitely did.
That or he's like having a stroke or something. Have a good afternoon. Awesome. So yeah, I don't have the latest cam control. Let me see if I can grab it real quick and verify this. unless you can.
Let's see.
Whoops. Yoink software, cam control.
I'm going to rename my PF120 to something else.
Okay.
Test cam.
Yoink. All right, now we're going to uninstall. Add a remove. Cam control. Uninstall. Yeesh. Alrighty. Boy, this download's taking a sweet time. Cool. I finally got my P200 updated. Loving the tally. Ooh, preview and program, huh? You're welcome. I didn't have anything to do with that, by the way. But you are welcome. I'm glad you're enjoying that. It was like a little NDI trick from what I understand. The green preview light.
Mm-hmm.
But New Tech came out with it, and then everybody was like, why doesn't your camera show green when it's previewed? And I was like, well, actually, that's just a little parlor trick, but okay, fine. And so they did it. It's like, it's not that we can't do it, we just haven't done it. So then they did it. That was the difference. All right, sorry, this cam control download is taking its time. So
right. I just confirmed that it on 3.4.1, it has you can change the name. So I'm going to switch. I'm cut over here real quick.
Go for it. Let me showcase that. Yeah,
we can zoom in on that. So I changed the name of that PF120 that I have as my top camera.
Yeah.
Right. To test cam. So my P100 is cam, but that PF120 is now labeled as test cam inside the new web user interface.
Awesome. So if you want 304.1, we can help you with that. Help at birddog.tv, and we can get you updated to the latest.
Yep. Yeah, and this is currently streaming in RUDP. And then in that AV setup name, you can change that NDI stream name over to test cam or whatever you need that to be named.
Right. Yeah, I had to differentiate between this one and the one that faces the road. That's the test one for guys remoting in over cloud and whatever, because usually the lights are all off in here, and so it doesn't make any sense in a black background to have a bunch of cameras. But yeah, that Auburn Road
definitely not
works all the time. So
yeah,
it's good. Okay, cool. I'm installing the runtime libraries right now. Now it says it's done. Finished. Awesome. Well, I'm excited to at least have the latest version on this machine. I think I had to put all the software for the company on this machine when we went to NAB. Yes.
Yep.
There's Auburn Road. Ooh, I like the little link button. Oh, yeah. Good for you. That's cool.
Yeah.
Another little feature.
Very helpful.
Yeah. And then that tracking features in here. So now I got to test out tracking. I'll go and I'll download this on my other machine too, which is Windows Surface, a Microsoft Surface device. We'll see how it performs.
Yeah, that would be good to know.
Yep. Alrighty. Well, I've got a prep for a meeting coming up at 12:30. Jake, man, I appreciate you jumping on here.
This was so fun.
Yeah, nice to have you on and chat a little bit. See your awesome studio setup, which is way nicer than mine.
Hey,
so
we like the black backgrounds. It helps to fall in, right?
Yeah, it does. You can kind of eliminate the distractions, but that's it is literally right here is my background, so I have no depth. I could like shift everything forward, I guess, and then put stuff behind me, but
totally.
Then people have their opinions about that, so I leave it straight up and bring in guys that have interesting backgrounds to my show.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Awesome. Well, hopefully you can join me again soon. And thanks for popping in. And I will officially sign off here, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And yeah, be sure to join us on Tuesday, Thursdays from 11 to 12, and we'll be back to answer questions and do all that sort of good stuff. So feel free to jump in. Let us know what questions you have. If we are not live and you need something answered, we have a handful of agents that can help with that. And so reach out to us at help@birddog.tv. You too, Kevin. It's good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Help@birddog.tv, and that is where we can give you a hand. Also, NetHab, if you'd like that updated version, reach out to us there, and we'll get that for you. Take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend. The weekend is upon us soon. One more day to go, folks, and then we will be there. So hopefully you can join us next week, Tuesday, Thursdays. Really appreciate you. Take care of yourselves. I guess I should figure out what I'm doing here before I say goodbye, and we'll chat with you soon. We'll check out with Flex. Take it easy, everybody. We'll see you next week.